Odukkathur Swamigal was a 20th century saint from Odukkathur village in the Velur district of Tamil Nadu. He was a Mauni dedicating his life to silence, meditation, and prayer. Although he occasionally interacted with the local populace, he primarily preferred penance and solitude. His teachings transcended caste distinctions, earning him the reverence of both Hindus and Muslims. Through his intense austerities, he cured the sick and provided solace to devotees, alleviating their worldly struggles. While specific details about Swamigal's birth are scarce, devotees believe he was born around 200 years ago to a pious Telugu couple named Likkaya Naidu and Balambal in the North Arcot district. After being childless for many years, they performed rigorous penance and visited various temples, ultimately being blessed with a divine child named Seshaya. During his schooling, Seshaya exhibited a strong desire for solitude and showed little interest in studies. Observing his detachment from worldly matters, his parents sought a bride for him. However, during their search in Hyderabad, Seshaya seized the opportunity to run away from home by wandering various places and residing in dense forests to hide from his family. Seshaya travelled to various places, namely Kanchipuram, Trichy, Madurai, Chidambaram, and Kalahasti, where he performed penance in temples seeking liberation from worldly attachments. Due to disturbances caused by locals during his austerities, he eventually relocated to a hilly area surrounded by thick forests near Odukkathur village, where he resumed his intense penance. Despite the presence of wild animals, Seshaya remained undisturbed and continued his spiritual practices. One day, cowherds grazing their cattle nearby noticed him at a brook and observed him over several days, concluding that he was a saint endowed with siddhis or miraculous powers. As the locals began to recognize Seshaya's presence, he became known as Odukkathur Swamigal. Word of his spiritual stature spread, attracting many people seeking his blessings. Though he was a Mauni who preferred silence, Swamigal quietly assisted devotees with their worldly issues through his divine grace. In one incident, when the village faced flooding and Swamigal was missing, locals found him buried beneath a mound of sand, oblivious to his surroundings and in a deep state of samadhi for several days. They reported that he remained without food or water during this time and described him as tall and well built with disheveled hair. His brilliant, introspective eyes suggested a connection with the divine. One evening, a cartman driving a bullock cart along a desolate road in Odukkathur village came across Swamigal seated in deep meditation in the middle of the road. When the cartman demanded that Swamigal move aside, he did not respond as he was in a deep trance, which frustrated the cartman, who tried to push him away forcibly but was unable to do so. In a fit of anger, the cartman drove his vehicle towards Swamigal, only to find himself and his bullocks toppled and unconscious. Upon awakening the next morning, the cartman saw Swamigal still seated in the same pose, seemingly unaffected. Alarmed, he called for the villagers, fearing Swamigal was dead. However, when the villagers arrived, they found Swamigal had vanished and eventually discovered him again in the forest, deep in meditation. Swamigal performed numerous miracles, such as curing diseases deemed incurable by medical professionals and resolving devotees' problems through his touch, kick, slap, or even a friendly embrace. Despite his miraculous abilities, he never accepted money from devotees or sought personal glory. He lived modestly in the forest as a Mauni, wrapped in layers of dhotis with long hair and an untrimmed beard. As his popularity grew, some envious villagers developed animosity toward him. One day, while Swamigal was in deep penance, one of these individuals set fire to his beard. Remarkably, Swamigal remained unaware of this act, but the person responsible for it later became mad and eventually died. In another instance, a group of villagers harassed Swamigal by throwing stones at him, inciting his anger. Soon after, they found their homes inexplicably engulfed in flames, and the land on which their houses stood lay barren and ruined for many years, leaving them homeless despite their efforts to rebuild. On another occasion, an assailant tied Swamigal to a tree, beating him severely until his hands ached from assaulting Swamigal. When the assailant returned home, he discovered that his wife and children had mysteriously died. This tragedy drove him to madness, and he also eventually met a grim fate. Swamigal had many devotees such as Srimati Nagabai, Sri Munuswami Naidu, Arunachalam Pillai, and Sri Subba Naidu, who served him during his travels, particularly in Madanappalli, Andhra Pradesh. A year before his samadhi, devotees requested that Swamigal stay in the Halasuru or Alsur neighborhood of Bangalore city, where he engaged in intense penance and reportedly received a celestial darshan of Lord Murugan. In 1915, Udukattur Swamigal attained samadhi, and a large number of devotees came for his final darshan. His enshrined mortal remains are in the monastery present opposite Halasuru Lake. In 1969, devotees established new shrines for Lord Murugan, Vinayaka, and Goddess Kamakshi on the Samadhi premises, with the foundation stone laid by the renowned 20th century Murugan apostle Tirumuruga Kripananda Variyar. I was fortunate to visit the Samadhi shrine of Udukattur Swamigal, and the Google Maps location is in the video description. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.